So you want to purchase a home and you got everything all lined up and planned. You're going to sell your house first, have this big pot of money for down payment. And when you go to make your offer, what do you find out? The seller will only accept an offer non-contingent upon the home sale. So you have a choice. How bad do you really want the house? Do you want to sell it and make it contingent? Well, you know the seller's not going to take that offer. Or do you want to work out a way where you can purchase the house non-contingent upon home sale, eventually sell your house after you close on your new home, take that pot of money, get the mortgage payment that you're ultimately craving? How do you do this? Well, this is called recasting. And you might have heard of that term before. It gained a lot of popularity during COVID because during COVID, interest rates were in the 2s and the 3s, and people never wanted to get rid of those interest rates of 2s and 3s. It is different than refinancing, and I'll talk to you about that. My name is Aaron Benton. I'm a local mortgage lender and host of this channel. I encourage you to subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so that you're the first to know when I release a new video. I get calls, emails, and texts every day from people just like you looking for home financing advice. So whether you're looking for a purchase in a week, a month, or even a year, click the link below, set up a call or a video chat so that I can understand your personal goals and tailor a financing plan exclusively for you. But today we're going to talk about recasting. And at the very end, if you stick around till the end, I'm going to show you a real life example of a loan I just did where recasting benefited that person, and it probably can do the same for you. So let's get right to it. So the first thing to understand is, what is recasting? Well, recasting gained a lot of traction during COVID and the years immediately following because people were holding on to these lower interest rates. You know, COVID, you might remember, rates were in the 2s and the 3s. And when someone wanted to refinance, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to refinance years after because the rates had gone up. So recasting allows you to hold the same interest rate that you currently have on your first mortgage. And what it does is it keeps the amortization schedule the same. So if you had a 30-year loan to start, you've made 24 payments, therefore you've made 2 years worth of payments, you got 28 years left, and you recast, you're taking a pot of money, and it can come from a variety of different sources. Maybe it's going to be from the proceeds from the sale of a home. Maybe you're going to liquidate some of your stock portfolio. Maybe you get an inheritance. Nevertheless, you're taking a large pot of money and you're applying it towards the principal balance. You're keeping that same amortization schedule, meaning if you had 28 years left of mortgage payments prior to the recast, you still have 28 years left. And if you had an interest rate of say 4%, the interest rate remains at 4%. Another big benefit of recasting is the cost. You don't need to credit qualify, you don't need to income qualify. Rather, you're simply paying individuals to redo your amortization schedule and have this lower amount. So an example, let's say you had a loan of $400,000 and you wanted to apply another $100,000 recasting. You take that $100,000, you now have a loan of $300,000, but you want your principal payment to reflect the $300,000 while maintaining those 28 years worth of payments left. You can do that through recasting. You are paying individuals to re-amortize your loan, and with that, it costs anywhere from about $250 to $500 to recast, depending on your loan servicer. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts of recasting. Now, the first option that you see it the most is when someone wants to buy a house and the seller says, well, it's not going to be contingent upon your sale. So rather than walking away from the deal, you say, all right, I'll buy your house. Let's say it's listed at $500,000. I'll come up with a $100,000 down payment, 20% down. Doesn't need to be 20% down, but in this example, let's just say 20% down. Therefore, you put $100,000 of your own money. You close on that loan. You have your mortgage for $400,000, and then later on, the home that you previously lived in sells, and you walk into $200,000 worth of proceeds. So rather than having a $400,000 loan, you would like to have a $200,000 loan, and you want the payment to reflect that. Well, you take the $200,000, you apply to recast, and there you go. You end up with a mortgage payment that is now going to shrink, and it's going to be based on a $200,000 loan amount instead of a $400,000 loan amount. But the number one topic you see, and in fairness, this is like a deal saver, because where I live and in our marketplace currently in a lot of places, The idea of a home sale contingency can be, well, really the death of your offer. I mean, many times if you're in a multiple offer situation, the home sale contingency is one of the topics or issues with an offer that push onto the next offer. So this ability to recast and get you ultimately what you want at the very end is very, very powerful, because yes, you kind of have to end up with a higher mortgage payment for a short period of time, but let's be real, that interest that you're paying in that maybe that 1 or 2 months while your home is still waiting to sell, maybe it's a little bit longer, but really you're just paying on the interest, if you will, for those first couple months before your house sells. But once your house sells, you take the proceeds, you apply it towards the principal balance, and you are recasting and you're getting a mortgage payment that you wanted the whole time. You're just jumping through one hoop, but ultimately you're going to decide, is that hoop worth it in order to get the house of your dreams? 2 of the 3 big topics where I see recasting. I see recasting when someone wants to make an offer non-contingent upon home sale, and I then see it with inheritance. So if someone were to walk into a pot of money through an inheritance and they want to lower their mortgage payment, they take the inherited money, they drop it towards the principal balance, and they end up with a lower monthly mortgage payment. Meanwhile, keeping the same interest rate and the same terms. Now, another option, this you would want to run by your tax advisor, your CPA, your financial advisor. I've seen individuals utilize recasting in terms of tax planning. So understand, some people don't really want to have a mortgage, but they also don't want to liquidate securities. They don't want to pull from retirement funds because they don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to get into a higher tax bracket. So I have had clients in the past where they will systematically chunk a portion every single year or monthly, however they want to define the plan, but let's say annually here, because that's how the IRS taxes. And what they do is systematically each year they recast and they apply additional principal funds towards the mortgage payment, therefore shrinking that loan smaller and smaller, shrinking their mortgage payment smaller and smaller, to eventually they're going to get to no mortgage left or no principal balance, and therefore they're debt-free or mortgage-free, if you will. But they're utilizing this recasting technique as a way to kind of tax manage, because if they wanted to liquidate $300,000 worth of stock, that's certainly a tax burden that they're trying to avoid. So the 3 main topics, again, it's non-contingent upon home sale offer and then recasting down the road. You have your inheritance, and then you also have this idea of tax planning and tax strategy, which you should run by your CPA or financial advisor. As promised, I'm going to walk you through an example, a real life example of when recasting is used. So let's set the table here. You're looking to buy a $500,000 house, and you want to make your offer contingent upon a home sale. And what happens is you go to the seller and you say, hey, I'd like to make it contingent upon home sale, and they say no. And so now you're caught, because you ultimately want to utilize the proceeds from the sale of your home. You want your life to be linear, but the seller is kind of throwing a little bit of a wrench in the plan. And you need to decide, well, how bad do you really want the house? So this is when recasting is most commonly used. And what happens is, for a period of time, people will carry multiple houses. In this case, let's pretend you have your first mortgage on the home that you're trying to sell, and you're going to acquire a mortgage of $400,000 in this case on the new property, and that will be short term, that $400,000 loan. So you're buying a house for $500,000. You're putting down 20%. That is $100,000 in this example, which gives you a $400,000 loan amount. Do not need to put down 20%. You could put down on a conventional loan, you could put down as little as 5%. But in this example, I have you putting down $100,000. I use an interest rate of 6% just for round numbers. And what you're going to notice in the bottom there is the payment. So prior to the recast, meaning initially, snapshot in time, before your house sells, you're going to have a $2,398 a month principal and interest payment. Now, let's fast forward. You close on your home, on the home that you're trying to buy, and you ended up making your offer non-contingent, so you closed. And now all of a sudden you sell your left behind house. Well, you take that $200,000 in proceeds, you apply it towards the principal balance. So instead of having a $400,000 loan, you have a $200,000 loan, and the payment shrinks to $1,199.10. That is a $1,200 a month monthly savings, simply because the loan amount is less. Now notice the interest rate is the same. if you had 29 and a half years or any other years other than 30, you are still having that number of payments. So the amortization schedule stays the same. Your monthly payment simply shrinks because you are borrowing less money. And what you're going to notice here is I took these snippets from what's called Mortgage Coach, and I utilize this with all my clients. And you're going to notice, you can see the monthly payment difference. You see the difference in savings over 24 months, and we expand that out sometimes based on, well, ultimately what you want to see. So I utilize Mortgage Coach as a really powerful tool to show you, yes, in a snapshot in time, the $400,000 loan might not be ideal, but it's temporary, and here's how we ultimately get you to the finish line. It's just, you have to jump through one hoop, you gotta recast, but you're gonna decide, is that ultimately worth it to forego the house of your dreams, maybe for having to carry a mortgage for a couple months. I hope you really enjoyed this presentation. I know I've enjoyed talking about this topic because I get questions on recasting and being able to buy houses non-contingent on home sale every single day. And so this is right up my wheelhouse. I love talking about this. I hope you enjoyed it. And quite honestly, if you want to set up a call or an email or a video conference, just click the link below. We can get together. I can understand your personal situation and I can give you some really good advice. Like the channel, get it some exposure, because I do think that these topics are very, very powerful when someone wants to purchase a house and they're looking for avenues of how to get there when things don't necessarily seem like they're going as linear. So I hope one day to connect with you, maybe even get to meet you, but if not, I hope to at least see you on the next video.